Hi everyone, my name is Bernard Wolf. I'm a security sales engineer at Lenovo, and this is my colleague.
Hi, I'm Richard Percival and I'm a Senior Technical Client Advisor here at Lenovo.
And we're here today to talk to you about an exciting solution called Lenovo Device Intelligence.
Okay, so Lenovo Device Intelligence, just the words there make me sound a bit intrigued about what that is, but I think we really need to break down to our audience what are the key benefits of Lenovo Device Intelligence? What's intelligent about it? Why is this going to make sense? What's the key features?
Yeah, great. So Richard, Lenovo Device Intelligence, or you hear me talking about LDI, which is the short abbreviation to this, is a cloud-based solution. Now really what this solution does, it's looking at predictive analytics within a device. Okay. So it's staying one step ahead of your device within your IT organization. So I'm looking at application performance, I'm looking at disk usage, I'm looking at your battery performance, CPU, memory performance of the device. More importantly, if there are issues with the device, and when I talk about issues, blue screens of death or predicted blue screens of death, it's making your IT teams aware that these things are happening within your estate of devices. So you're staying one step ahead from a user perspective as well as from an IT point of view.
And this is really key, isn't it? Because, I never hear of IT departments gaining staff. They're always losing staff. There's always something coming in, some extra project. And do you think this is going to help relieve some of that stress on the IT departments?
100%. I mean, you've heard me talk so many times around solutions. I mean, we've been on many stages together. I love simplicity. I forever hate looking at a solution and, looking at, do I need a degree just to work out the solution? And this is one of the factors within IT. It's forever changing, complexity on solutions, the amount of things they're looking into. Device intelligence is really simplistic to use. And I think that's one of the key factors here. It's easy to navigate, it's easy to use, one central dashboard, which means straight away, I don't have to spend time researching or understanding the solution. That analytics, that data is there for me to use.
Okay, so that's awesome. And I think let's get a tiny bit of nitty gritty. So when we're talking about the information that this is going to provide, are we getting sort of proactive alerts? What will the actual IT departments get to see which is going to benefit them?
Straight away, perfect. So as your devices are out there within your estate, and one thing I need to be clear is that, schools, for example, have multiple devices, or actually in fact any organization. This is going to give you that rudimentations in the sense of proactive scripting, alerts. So I would see straight away application performance. Do I have a spike in certain applications starting up? You hate that scenario when you start an application, you can go have a cup of coffee, come back. Well, I'll be able to see this happening within my organization and take the necessary steps around that. Could it be a driver update? Could it be a software update? Could it be a situation that the wrong device is actually being used? In other words, under-resourced. You'll be able to see this information and make those decisions from there.
Yeah. And I think there's nothing worse than your end user's perspective being that IT is doing something wrong, when in reality, it's probably that either maybe they've got the wrong device or maybe there's an issue on the device. So we could maybe say if a device with an SSD gets really full, it's going to massively impact the performance of the device. And who's going to get it in the neck?
Yep, we all know IT, So once again, having that ability where IT can do those alerts, see what's going on, be ahead of that, as you say, that complaint. Or more importantly, they've got a call center being overwhelmed with the amount of calls coming through where simply, I've run out of resources. They'll be able to see that and make those decisions. Okay, what's happening? Why are you running out of resources? Do you have a lot of information stored on the drive that's unnecessary, etc.? But they'll be able to see that live within the system.
And listen, I've been there. I used to work on a help desk. The last thing we want is more calls. Yeah. We'd much rather have the chance to focus on creating solutions to create much longer term problems and help fix them, rather than going through the day-to-day stuff, which perhaps is all going to be in bug fixes, which will be in drivers. But equally, let's talk about security nowadays. CVE data these updates are so important.
Yes.
And this is going to give you a heads up to say, look, you need to patch this.
100%. So whilst we're doing the hardware element of predictive analytics, we're looking at what's going on your disk drive, storage, memory, CPU. We're looking at application, but we can also pick up whether you are running the latest firmware. And in a security, for ever-changing landscape, should we put it to that way, most organizations don't do regular patch management, and they often find that, comes to a point that there's a problem. So whilst the device manager will show you that, remember at this stage, it's all here's the information about my landscape within the actual organization.
Well, listen, as a former IT admin, the thought of pushing a BIOS update out there used to scare the bejesus out of me. So anything which is going to give me an insight into what is actually going to make a palpable difference, I think is just so important. So that sounds amazing. And, traditionally, I've always known that LDI will do this sort of thing on Windows, but we also have to, we're at this amazing bet show here, focusing mainly around education. There's going to be a lot of people with Chrome OS. Is there anything new that's going to help support Chrome OS on this?
Fantastic question. So I feel like one of those sales guys, hey, this is what we're doing. But no, really, we've now got Chrome support in Device Manager, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. Organizations have mixed devices. Windows, Chrome, we can support that now within Device Manager. Now, whilst we won't support application performance within a Chrome device for obvious reasons, we are looking at everything else. So disk usage, CPU usage, battery, we'll have all that telemetry still coming through, which, once again, I'll be able to see exactly what's going on with my state and be proactive about what's happening with these devices.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can already see the first question. People are going to want to know if they can integrate this with the Google Admin Console. We'll have sweated for many a days trying to get this all up and running. Is it going to sync with that data at all? What's
yes, 100%. This is how it's actually working. So it's got full integration into there. You can pick up the Google telemetry. There are a lot more that we'll be doing in time, so we won't go into that conversation right now. Yeah. But yes, we are picking up the Google telemetry. We'll be able to pick up when the licenses are going to expire. All that information will be coming directly into one central portal with Device Manager.
That's awesome. And listen, we've got some stats, and
yes,
we didn't want to sit here and read out line by line certain stats, so we're going to have our wonderful producers here put them up on screen for you, so please do have a look through some of these stats.
Yes.
Listen, I think this is amazing because as IT evolves, we have so many different solutions dotted around for all sorts of different manufacturers. The kind of holy grail is, can we have this one pane of glass? And I know you've talked to me recently about a new product that Lenovo's brought out that's going to integrate with LDI called Lenovo Device Manager. And I know there's a huge amount of work around this, but I think it'd be awesome if we could just explain to our listeners where LDM might come in and be the kind of linchpin which has always been missing, because LDI is great, it's told us what's wrong, but then we have to go away and find a way of actually patching that or making that driver update. Do you think LDM will finally bridge that gap to the point where it's a more single pane of glass to do everything?
100%, Richard, and that's a fantastic question. Device intelligence is I would say, is the starting point, the building blocks of everything. Yeah. Especially with Chrome support now, we've got that ability where you can proactively see what's going on in my state. But as we've always seen, it's great understanding that information, but hold on, what do I do now to mitigate against that particular point? Whether it is a bit of firmware driver in a Chrome state, or of course, if you're running Windows applications, it could be the application side of things. So with Device Manager, we will have Chrome support. In actual fact, that's coming through very, very soon. So, we'll go from there. But having Chrome support within Device Manager means now I've got the ability to patch my devices as well. So I've got the information coming through, and I've got the ability to patch the device itself. And this is where that whole bridge comes into place. Going forward, we do have other solutions come into play where we actually, as you've alluded to, merging two solutions into one. So once again, this is where that's coming into play as we term it the orchestration suite. So watch that space. More or less around April time, we'll probably be doing a lot more information around that.
Sounds like maybe we need to do a follow-up episode to talk about maybe device orchestration and see how that's all going to work together. Listen, I think the key point that we have for you here is engage with us, talk to us. And I think one thing that a lot of people are looking for, Bernard, is maybe some proof of concept or trial. Is that something that we can do with this sort of thing?
Yeah, 100%. So we've got the ability to do full proof of concepts. We'll work with you directly as a customer. We'll help you onboard it. We can set up the tenant. And the whole process is not just saying, well, here's the tenant. We'll help you onboard it. We'll help you understand the solution itself. We do regular cadences with you during the proof of concept. More important, to make sure you understand the solution. Now, one thing I've got to point out about everything we do as a manufacturer is that we listen to customer feedback. We listen to your feedback. When it comes to our solution stacks, it's understanding what we see from a hardware vendor's point of view of, making sure from security, making sure you understand what's happening with your devices. But where it comes to play is we listen to customer feedback. And this is really important for us. And this is with the direction we've had our solutions. So as you've alluded to, we've got device intelligence, we've got a way to patch it with Device Manager, and we took it a step further. Instead of having multiple solutions, we've now going to be merging that into one. Now, one element I needed to point out as well, whilst we can do the POC, you've also got the warranty data within Device Manager. So I can see my warranty status of my devices. So again, the little bit of telemetry that's coming through, as well as ServiceNow integration. So this is specific for Lenovo devices. So, not only can I patch, see what's going on with my devices, if that device has a warranty-related issue, I simply log a call within the same portal.
So again, we're bringing it all into one place. And that simplicity is going to help people not only spend less time doing the stuff that they don't like, it's also going to improve the impression of IT. And I just think it makes so much sense just to even explore it. Let's have a look, let's see what will work and what won't, because it's not a one solution fits all, but the ability to put it all in one place just makes so much sense to me, because I've spent my life looking at one application for this, one application for that.
Yeah.
And it's always been so frustrating. So this is just fantastic news, and a perfect time to talk to us about this. It's honestly just engage with us. If there's something that you want to talk about, we're absolutely happy, to discuss it further.
Yeah, 100%. Come see us at the bed stand. We're more than happy to have those conversations. Or actually contact us, within Lenovo. Get hold of your Lenovo support or your Lenovo account managers. Come and speak to us. We're more than happy to have those conversations with you and get an understanding of where you are and how our solution stack will help your device range.
Awesome. Well, that sounds like a really good place to wrap up. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
We do appreciate it. And thank you so much, Bernard. As ever, an absolute pleasure.
Once again, Richard, thank you so much. And thank you guys for your time, and hope to speak to you soon.
Lenovo.